What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we're alive and well, man. We're talking about I don't know, I guess the whole market and everything. You know, whatever you guys want to talk about, we'll open up the requests here later. I've got the music playing. I will stop playing it in a second. I do have this screen pulled up for a reason. Last night, I meant to post this video. And I guess I just walked away from my computer, shut it down before I actually posted it, because when I looked at it this morning, it was literally all ready to go. I just had to click publish. And so long story short, this video was from last night, but now we've got a whole 24 hours past us. See how some of those calls come. Let me see here. I've got to share this. I've got to. And let me make sure if I pause this, hold on. I just want to make sure that everything's okay. If that's paused, can you guys hear anything else? No? Okay, good. That means we're doing something right. Let's see. Share this to the Discord. It doesn't say anybody's in the chat yet. I wonder. 3 people. I got 3 viewers. Okay, there are people. Okay, cool. Let's see. Post it here. Paste. There we go. All right. Yeah. We'll just let the people roll in. I'm going to fix this real quick. Let's see here. I really should learn how to get this set up beforehand. But a lot of it I can only really do after I'm already live. So right now I'm just like posting to the Discord, sharing things, getting set up on my camera so I can see the comments here while doing technical analysis on the computer, so I don't have to have them like both. I have different screens for them. What's up, David Stevens? What's up, Chris Morris? How you doing? Bought that BCH dip. That's awesome. That's what's up. Let's look at BCH actually. We'll come back to BTC. Let's see here. Yeah, dipped a little bit today, 6.1%. Nice to see. I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely feeling more confident that we're going to have a lower low come in. At any rate, it's a good time to get in. Good job, Chris Moore. Solid price to DCA in. What's up, CJ? How you doing? You getting smoked? What's Coin doing? What's up, Fanta? It's your boy. What's going on? Man, whenever I started this channel, you guys, I used to like introduce. I feel like I was trying to figure it out, you know, trying to figure out what would be like catchy, or I don't know. I've always said it's your boy, but I've been less nonchalant about it in the past. I don't know if that makes sense. If you want to go watch my like first few videos. I don't know. I feel like the introductions, man, they make me cringe now, but isn't that how it always is? I don't know. You're not getting smoked too bad, bro. Come on, you're hanging in there. I mean, at least for like the past week, like this is your low again. You know, I mean, I don't know. You're not getting smoked from 283 to 200. I guess that's pretty bad, but I mean, you might have more to go on Coinbase. Yeah, you probably got more to go. You think you're getting smoked now? Wait till you're at 180 or lower, maybe even 160, 162. Not a good time to sell, though. The good time to sell was back here. We're well past that. Anyways, let's get back to BCH real quick, and then we'll go on to BTC. You guys, you haven't missed anything. We're literally just starting. I think the music is still playing, right? Like none of this is totally serious yet. Yeah, we got the music playing. I mean, the TA is serious, but I'm not like I'm not. We're just starting, you know. What's up, JRN? How's it going? Oh, yeah, okay, well, that'll do you. CJ, the thing is, I don't know, for everybody, you know, to each their own, and I don't know if everybody's busy or what, but I've got 9 people in the chat. I feel like that's a lot less than normal. Maybe everybody's just bored because the markets aren't as exciting right now. I don't know. I know on down days it's harder to look at things, but hey, all I had to do was complain about it. Now we got 2 more people in here. Yeah, the thing that I was about to say about calls, about options, which first off, for anybody out there that's thinking about getting into any form of leverage or margin trading, derivatives, anything like that, I would just say stay away. stay away, especially if you're new. But if you are getting into stuff like that, especially with options, I think going for the long play is always the way to go. I know that you can make more money playing the options that are a week out, 2 weeks out, within a month out, but man, I'm talking like a year out or more. That's the kind of calls and puts you should be playing, in my opinion. I don't know. I've had more. I have never had a bad options play if it's been a year or longer that I've done it. That's not true. I have had a bad one. NIU was a bad one for me. But that's the only bad one. And most options trades that I do nowadays, if I do them, they're long-term plays. But I haven't really done options since I got smoked on my last CLSK options trade. But I own the stock, so at least it's doing all right. Let's see. Thank you, Fanta. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. Live streams for me. I mean, I know that anybody can watch them just like any video, but they're a little bit more chill. I feel like it's all kind of improvised. I don't have a script or anything whenever it comes to any video that I make, but this is definitely a more laid back. I don't know. I always feel more laid back with the live streams. That's why, sometimes it'll take 2 hours just to get through like 18 requests because I BS with you guys or I just philosophize or talk. I talk a lot, man. My dude C-Zar, what's up? What's up? My dude Walks Funny. How you doing? Chris Moores, is there a scheduled day for a live stream? Honestly, Chris, I want to establish a scheduled day. It's hard. Fridays and Saturdays would be really good days. I guess Sundays are request days, so probably not. But Fridays and Saturdays are good days for me, but it depends with my daughter. It all depends with her, man, what time she goes to bed. Because if I'm up, her room's like close enough where I can hear her. That's what, I can hear her cry, so I'll go in the middle of these streams or in the middle of videos and tend to her. But if I'm close enough to hear her cry, she's close enough to hear my voice. So it's hard to do videos. She's a daddy's girl, so if she hears me awake, she's going to want to be with me. She sleeps in her own room. She's got her own room and everything, and like she'll sleep with us if she's got nightmares or just is feeling like sleeping with us, whatever. But long story short, there are no established days because it's chaotic having a 2-year-old living with me. Being like taking care of her. It's definitely hard to do. It all depends because if she goes to bed, for me it's 9:30 right now. If she goes to bed at 9, okay, I could do a live stream. But sometimes she goes to bed at 10 or 11, and that's late for a toddler or for a baby. But sometimes she just does, man. It depends on her midday nap, and I mean she's pretty good about sleeping through the night. But I'm talking way too much about that stuff. I want to try to keep it more relevant. But the main point of why it's not a scheduled thing, and Fridays and Saturdays would be the better days for it. It's really because of her, honestly. Sometimes because of other factors, but mainly because of her. Any thoughts on ICE Network? I have no thoughts on it, C, but I don't know. You got a ticker? We can go over it. We can talk about it. Let me see here. I won't give shout-outs as I'm doing this. You're getting your shout-out now. I'll give you the shout-out as I write it down. What's up, C1 or C1982? Let's see here. Long time, Ben. Yeah, doing good, man. I'm doing real good. Thank you. Is that FTHM? Or is it supposed to be FTM? I'm going to write FTHM. If it's not that, I'm going to FTM. And PLI. Maybe it's not Phantom, it's Fathom. It's 1:30 p.m. Nice. What's up, Mr. Party Boy? Just realized. Oh, nice. Oh, man. You're Lappy. Yeah, that's funny, man. Like Brecky, Lappy, all the E's that you guys down in Australia you add. I've got an uncle. He's not from Australia. He's lived in Australia for a little bit, but he's from New Zealand, and just I don't know. I remember anytime he visits, we always add like the E's at the end. Go for some eggs and brekkie. I can't really do an Australian accent. It always comes out to be English for some reason. I feel like I don't even try. But I hope nobody takes offense to that. I'm just talking, man. I've never been to Australia. I would really like to go. Every person I've met from Australia has literally been some of the best people that I've ever met in my life. Funny and just badass people from Australia. Also, can you do your price predictions for on PAL AI? Yeah. Is that a crypto or a stock? I don't know. It won't matter, but I'm just curious. All right. Jump in your windows and want to fight you. See, I don't doubt that. See, in Colorado, sometimes you have that same issue, but with bears, and that's no joke either. They can open your car doors. They can open your house doors, man. Crypto, nice. Hell yeah. Man, I've been BSing too much. Let's get into this. Let's actually talk some TA now that people are coming and going. I'm going to pause the music. If you missed the music and you want me to play it, just let me know, guys. But bears, you got to deal with bears in Colorado, man. Not all the time, but it happens. It definitely happens. In my hometown, I know two people who I probably know actually like 4 or 5 people who had bears break into their house or car. One guy got attacked by one, but he's okay. But he, anyways, that's a story for a different time, man. He was kind of asking for it. Low to high, BCH on a daily basis had our, what's the word I'm looking for? Bearish engulfing candle with a 6.11% close. Not a lot of volume, but it does look to me pretty convincing that we are going to go lower. Now, the fact that we've held this 618 so many times that we've interacted with it, we just haven't broken like clean straight through it up until this like third pass here. I'm assuming that we do hold this line, and maybe we don't hold it precisely. Perhaps we go a little bit below it. Perhaps, you know, we do. I would doubt we do a double bottom, but something around this line, if not at that line, is where I would expect BCH to go. From low to high here, you know, your 1272 lines up right with it, 1618 right down there. So worst case scenario, kind of a slightly higher low, double bottom. Again, that's been the name of the game for BCH. I had some guy, he said, C-Zar, I like you, bud, but I feel like you don't know what you're talking about. And it was in reference to stuff like this. I don't know what directly it was in reference to, but it was in the video that I made talking about all these lows. How first off, they're all higher lows, slightly higher lows than each other, and then measuring the distance from the green line to the lows to get an average of distance from the green line. And it's like, I don't know, I feel like that's pretty, I mean, that's like the characteristics of this whole consolidation phase. We're in a consolidation phase now. Why not look for those same characteristics, being that we're in the same cycle? To me, it just makes sense, but I don't know. Nobody knows what they're talking about, man. I mean, we assume to know, and then we're either proven right or proven wrong, and at the end of the day, who really knows? I can tell you that I expect the price to go to 370, 380, that area. If it happens, cool, and if it doesn't happen, cool still, you know. Nobody does know, but I definitely think that it makes sense that we'd go just below this line, a little bit lower here. You know, there's a lot coinciding with that. There's a lot of support right above this low here. So I don't think we're going to go lower than that low. But lower than this low, yes, I think so. BTC, we're going to move it on to BTC. We'll get to the requests a little bit later, you guys. Oh, I got to write something in the Discord. For those of you who are in the Discord, maybe you'll see this. I don't know. I'm going to write it in the House of the Dragon. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon, by the way. You know what? Maybe another time. Maybe another time. Anyways, guys, BTC. Never mind to the Discord thing, guys. Never mind. Personal reasons. Let's just leave it at that. Low to high here. 1272, 1414. Finding support on a common area to find support, and then rejecting your 618 area, closing back below your 886. I would confidently say you're going to your 1618 at least here, at least to 54.3K. If not lower, absolutely you could go lower to about 51, 52K, even 48, 49K is on the table. Now that I've got my cave drawings on there, let's get those off. Same kind of look as BCH, right? Got your high, got your lower high, got your lower high and your lower high. You've got all your lower lows. you're going to form your next lower low. It'll be slightly below this green line, a little bit below the green line there. I am expecting personally that you hold 53 to 54K, somewhere in that area. Maybe I should say 53 to 55K. But I'm very confident that BTC is going below this low. Very, very confident in that. And I think time will kind of continue to prove that. We had a little bounce 2 days ago, 3%. A lot of people were excited about that, right? I say a lot of people. There were some people that were excited about it. But today, I feel like this just kind of, I don't know. It might have put the hopes to bed there. I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell. You're still holding an area that, if you were to bounce here, it wouldn't be crazy. But if you break through this, lower you go. You're right at that precipice right there. I don't know, man. I'm jabbering on at this point. Let's see. Crypto. Might have to send out a search and rescue. Yeah, maybe, man. I don't know. Ethan's probably, like for me, guys, whenever I got back from the cruise, I missed doing these videos, but after just going to bed every night without having to like worry about making videos, it's kind of nice sometimes to just enjoy your life. You know what I mean? I definitely want to make videos every day, and even though I want to, it's still work. So all I'm trying to say is, even though I want to do this, I could understand where somebody else who even if they want to do this, it might be enticing to just relax and not have to be doing extracurricular things. XCN, we'll write that down. I'm assuming Ethan's probably fine. The markets are being boring. There's probably nothing really to say. Perhaps something else is going on, but I'm sure we'll know about it in due time. But I don't know, Ethan, if you're watching this, shout out to the man himself. Say hi, let yourself be known. The people are wondering where you are. I regret not buying BCH at the bottom last year. Yeah, don't we all? Don't try to make up for it. I mean, if you're trying to make up for it, Fanta, if that means you're buying and holding wherever you buy, then cool. But don't make impulsive FOMO-based decisions, okay? Yeah, no, I mean, Fanta, honestly, that's exactly what I was just saying. Yeah, nobody wants to make videos when the market is diving. And that's what you'll see a lot of people, a lot of even successful YouTubers, maybe not the biggest crypto accounts, but there are successful YouTube accounts that they will post more content in a bull run. They will post less content, little to no content in a bear run. They really will. It's just kind of how it is. But I would like to post content throughout the bear run, the bear and the bull cycle personally, but I can definitely see it makes more sense to kind of do it like that, because if you're getting paid, if YouTube is your income and you're putting in the same effort for videos and you're literally making like a tenth of the viewership, I mean, when it's the same quality videos, that can be a little bit taxing on the on the soul there. Let's see, on your energy efforts. Can you do Scott? Yeah, we got Scott. Vinny, we got you. Did it go up more, man? Is it up another 200%? Good. I'm glad it did. It's going to be tested, Mr. Fool. It'll be tested, but time will tell. Yes, WLD. We're going to put WLD at the top because I actually told Darpits that we would look at Worldcoin again today. Turbo. We can do Turbo, yeah. Writing all these requests down. Good. Good, Fanta. Good. Yeah, I get that, man. I get that. What's looking good? Oh, hell yeah. Good. Let's look at Worldcoin here in a second. We'll move on to that. I just want to say, yeah, nothing's really changed for Bitcoin. Makes sense that we're moving lower. Daily RSI looks like it wants to go lower. Price action looks like it wants to go lower. Yeah. That's about that. I wonder what the ribbon looks like. Fresh cross. That's actually not a good look, you guys. When you get a fresh cross like this, you back test it for resistance. That's actually not a good look. And that, I say it's not a good look. It's not terrible, right? We could absolutely find our low on this next drive down. Even though this is not a good look, it might just imply immediate downside. But that doesn't mean we have to go lower. It doesn't mean death. But what it does mean, at least in my opinion, this cross and this back test up and rejection, what this does mean is that it's going to be some time before we take these highs out. And that just kind of lines up with everything I've been saying for like the past few weeks now, since I've gotten back from the cruise, that we're going to be in a very boring time for the months to come, you know. I actually wonder on a weekly basis what it looks like too. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, obviously we won't go all the way through the ribbon. We could, but I doubt it. But into it, maybe off that third line there. Anyways, okay, we're going to talk about Worldcoin. Move through these requests a little bit. WLD, right? Yeah. Oh wait, okay, Vinny. I got Vinny and Darpitsaw confused. So Vinny, you sold on Scott. There we go. I was like, why would you sell on this? I mean, like, it makes sense. It probably is gonna like go down a little bit, but let's see. I don't know, man. It's still not really enough. Like, you got the bearish close yesterday, but hey, look at what you're doing today. I mean, it looks good to me, actually. If you go down, you might go down to about $4.80, maybe even down to $5.15, somewhere around there. It makes sense that 497, 480, 523 right there, you know. You did close below. Man, I hate to do this to you again, Darpitsaw, but we might have to wait for today. We might have to wait and see. I don't like the 4 hour. I really don't. I'm not convinced that this is going to be enough for you. It's a nice little recovery. You're definitely being volatile right here. I'm going to go with you're going down, man. If I'm wrong, close above $5.90. If you do that, I might be wrong. But I think you are working your way down to $4.95 to about $4.80. Yeah, I think so. Definitely volatile, but we'll see. Time will tell. Time will tell. I think you're moving lower. Anyways, that's Worldcoin. ICE Network. ICE Network. Looking good, actually. Looking pretty good. This is not a bad one, honestly. What's up, Ethan? Hey. He let himself be known, guys. He's alive and well. Yeah. Yeah, no need to send a search party. He's just living it up, man. He's just chilling. Yeah, I think this looks nice, you guys. Higher lows, higher highs, bouncing off your 382 after rejecting your 618, 69 area. This looks nice. This is actually a really good setup. You've also got lower lows on your daily RSI plus higher lows on the price. You're bouncing off the 382 after. I really like this a lot. I think you are going higher. I think this next reaction you have with the 618 will be the one that you break through it. Not just wick through it, but break through that. So next target at a minimum is 0.0066. You're at 0.005 right now. So, I mean, it's not like crazy gains, but hey, I mean, 27% in a very short amount of time. Likely, let's see, if it's the 10th, yeah, probably within the next week, honestly. Looks like you like to move up pretty fast. I don't like the decreasing in volume. Are you on other exchanges? Not really. Okay, that's not right. Okay. I don't know. Everything else besides the volume, I really do like it. But you've got time. I mean, volume can come through. As long as it's coming through after you break that high, I think that it's okay. Like right now, it's okay you don't have volume. 4 hour looks fine. Daily looks fine. Hourly looks strong. That's good, yeah. So, I mean, today, obviously, you're already up 3%, but you're probably going to continue. I really do at least 0.0066, but likely you're going to go higher. If and when you break through this, you might come back to test support on the 618 or something like that. You know, you could wigwag, but inevitably, I think you're going here. Too early to say right now, but I really like the way you're set up. I think you are moving up to a cent or higher. You're at half a cent now, so that could take more time, though. I mean, watch it happen tomorrow. I don't know, but I would think probably sometime in June would be my thoughts for this 1 to 1.5 cent area for ICE. Looking good. What's up, Disco? What's up, Ghost? Wait, let's see. What'd you say? Just joined. Have I done? No, I haven't done LTC yet. No, I can add LTC to the list though. If I seem a little bit off, you guys, it's because I am tired and I'm drinking. So a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It helps or it doesn't help. Speaking of bull and bear runs, what are your thoughts on Sailor's 10-year gold rush? I don't know, man. I think Sailor, I have a mixed bag of feelings on Sailor. I used to kind of like think he was cool, and then just like the more that I've looked into him or like just paid attention to what other people think about him and heard what they've had to say and just connecting the dots on some things. It's like I don't know, man. It's cool. The coolest part about him is that he owns a lot of Bitcoin, but I don't know, man. What does he know? 10-year gold rush for crypto, for Bitcoin, is that his theory? I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I don't have an opinion on that. Take a look at Koval. Zcash. I'm assuming you want me to talk about it, the Marky P. I mean, it could. I don't know about Zcash, man. I think it's dead, but it might have a good run. But I don't think it'll return to what it once was. But I could be wrong. Will HSEN reach $100? Maybe. I don't know. What's it at now? Let's see. Everybody giving love to Ethan. Nice to see. DXY is everything. I think, dude, Davey Lance, a lot of people sleep on this. Like, I feel like, and what I'm about to say is a bit controversial in itself because I don't even 100% believe it, but I do take it as like the kind of default thought whenever it comes to markets is that when the DXY does well, markets are probably going to do bad. When it does less well, markets do better. Like when the DXY consolidates, good for markets. Whenever it's expanding, bad for markets. And everybody talks about all the reasons for why Bitcoin had such a lackluster cycle last cycle. But I think, keep it simple. I've always tried to keep it as simple as possible. Connect the dots where you can. Last cycle was the only cycle that we saw the DXY in an expansion phase while we were at the most bullish part of the bull market. To me, that it's not a coincidence that our cycle was stifled last time, and I think the DXY, I think it has a big part of it. DXY is everything. I agree. And maybe not everything, but it's definitely something to keep on your radar. Get some coffee. I don't like coffee, actually, Cactus Cake. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know enough about Worldcoin, Darpit, but maybe. What's up, Keltinger? What's up, Noel? Soul? Yeah, we got some soul. I got soul, and I'm super bad. Good night. Good night, Juliet. I don't know if you're saying good night as in good evening, like hello, or you're saying good night like you're going to bed. Either way, good night indeed. How about a follow-up on OPTI? Opti. We'll move through these in a second, you guys. Copa versus Craig. I'll try. Oh, those aren't cryptos. My bad. Appreciate your grounded thoughts, man. Fresh balance to some of the maxi talk. No problem. Yeah, hell yeah. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I don't know. Being a Bitcoin maxi might be a safer play than being another maxi in crypto. But I think being a maxi at all is silly. Like, when has one thing, even with gold, when has gold been like the top performing asset in precious metals for all time? And I'm not saying that gold hasn't been valued throughout all time, but I'm saying that there are phases where silver or copper or steel, even, which isn't technically a precious metal, but I think steel is pretty precious, but metals in general, or precious metals or commodities, go up while gold is being boring. You know, it's if you're a gold maxi or a Bitcoin maxi or an anything maxi, you're going to miss out on other opportunities. That doesn't mean you have to have your hands in everything, but you should be open-minded and not just all in on one thing. There's that saying about not having all your eggs in one basket, right? What am I sipping on, Michael Mayfield? It is called, it's like the only thing I really drink. It's called Giant Hard Tea. It is 7% alcohol by volume, and it's like a tall boy. It is a tall boy. It literally tastes like if I zested an orange, not even an orange peel, I guess. It says peach, but I get this like taste of citrus still, but just barely, faintly. It's really like sparkling water is what it tastes like. It's really good. A little carbonated, yes, Fanta, yes. No, I don't own any XRP. For a time, I was thinking about buying some, but I think XRP will do well this cycle. It might do better than last cycle even, and I think it will actually do better than last cycle, but I don't know if it's I think there are other opportunities that might have more growth potential in them, but I think XRP is a safe play. File G, yeah, we'll talk about File G. I'm going to go make sure that I didn't miss any requests here. CRO. He might be Noel Reeves. I think he's just chilling in the background, or he might have just stopped in to say hi. I got Koval on the list there. More money. I think Solana's going to $1 million. Now, I honestly don't know, Kevin Mike. We'll go over that. We'll go over that. And G-Sol. G-Sol. All right, guys. Hit it with the request, cut it with the request, whatever you want to do. We're going to get started on some of these because I've probably got about 20 to go. So, been BSing way too much. Let's see. Fathom. Whoever requested this, is it a stock? Fathom? Fathom Holdings? Or I'm assuming it is. So we're going with that. Fathom Holdings it is. You know it. Top 3 cryptos to hold. It's a personal decision, I suppose, Ghost. But my top 3, if I had top 3, Bitcoin Cash is an easy one. To hold through the bull cycle, I would say through the whole bull. See, if I could say, I think Dogecoin and Mana deserve to be mentioned. Mana is almost one that I would say hold through the whole cycle, and I am going to hold through it the whole cycle. I'm not going to include Mana because I don't think it'll do well the whole cycle. I think it'll do well toward the end of the cycle. Best coins to hold through the whole cycle, I would say I'm going to go with Bitcoin Cash, Blue Zell, BLZ, so BCH, BLZ, and for the third one, I might say XCN, maybe Compound, maybe something else. I don't know. Let's see. Let's go through our top 100 here. Controversial, but BNB might be a good one. Oh, that's cool. Near could be a good one. I'm having a hard time with the third, man, because I feel like XCN might do the best out of all of them, but it's the least, like, I'm the least sure of it in comparison to Blue Zell or Bitcoin Cash. Pepe might be a good one, man. I know that sounds funny. I genuinely think that meme coin might be a good one. XMR deserves a mention. Yeah, for my third choice, I might go with Near. Honestly. Maybe Adam, Pepe, I don't know. Third one, the first two, I'm going to say Bitcoin Cash and Blue Zell. As far as the third one, I don't know. I honestly don't know. My top 3 holds, though, for just kind of personal transparency, I suppose. My top 3 holds are, in order, Bitcoin Cash, Compound, and Mana, right? Mana and Blue-Zell are really close, but, well, I guess not really, actually. I've got a lot more Mana than I do Blue-Zell, but Blue-Zell is still up there. It's my 4th, and then XCN is my 5th, and then I've got Jesus Coin and Pajamas and Storage and GTC and all these other. Anyways, man. Anyways, Onyx, yeah. Well, I don't know about Onyx. Onyx Coin, that's XCN. Is Onyx its own thing? Like the stock Onyx or Fanta? Is it a stock? Is that the one? What's up, NJ's Fusion? How you doing? Yeah, I think Near could do well. I do. I think it could do well, Kevin. Big time? I don't know. We'll write down big time. I keep saying we're going to get to this stuff. I promise we're going to. I'm not just going to talk and write down requests. I'm actually going to get to them as well. Let's see. Appreciate you, Noel or Noel. I don't know if it's Noel or Noel, but I appreciate you. Yeah, I think they are underperforming. DeFi as a whole, closer. I would agree. DeFi is underperforming. My thoughts are, sometimes it's the ones that people know about, but they underperform in the first half. They outshine in the second half. So Dogecoin is a good example. Mana is a good example from last cycle. Sometimes in literally the best performing coin as far as total growth in one cycle goes, sometimes they do that in the last third of a cycle. They don't have to do it throughout the whole cycle. Will it be the best performing throughout the whole cycle? No, but I mean, technically out of overall growth in the shortest amount of time. I mean, some of the biggest coins they blow up toward the end of the cycle. DeFi might be like that. I don't know. Hard to say. It could be a prelusion to what's to come or what's not to come, I guess. I like Bitcoin Cash too. For me, Bitcoin Cash is the easiest one. Do I think it'll do the best out of all the coins I've talked about? No. Am I the most certain of it out of all the coins I've talked about? Probably. But if not that one, man, I mean, I honestly think Bitcoin Cash is probably the one I'm the most certain of. I'm pretty certain of Dogecoin too. I think Doge is going to do really well. See a multi-dollar price, $3 to $4, man, by the end of the cycle. You too, Kevin Young. Have a good day, my man. FTHM Crypto, Ben. Okay, thank you. But where? What is it? FTHM. It's not here. And then if I type it in here, FTHM. Where? What is it? Are you trying to say Phantom FTN? Oh, on BitTrue. Huh. I can't do it, Ben. I'm sorry, man. It's not available. It's not a thing, unfortunately. I would talk about it, but I can't. Maybe I can do it on CoinGecko real quick. Fathom protocol. Not a lot. It's not a lot to go off of, man. Maybe it's a good time to get in. Maybe it's not. I really don't know. There's no way to do TA on this. 7-day. Yeah, it's way too new. I don't know, man. It probably comes back down. If I was looking to buy this, I would wait. I'd wait for some kind of pullback because I bet it does pull back down to about 4.5 cents, 4.4 cents, somewhere around there. I don't know. That's my best guess. That's honestly my best guess. PLI also on BitTrue. See, why does it have PLI but it won't have the other one? I've got all these lines on here. Let's fix that. Let's see. Weekly maybe. Yeah, PLI has just been lackluster and underperforming. I don't know, man. Again, you never know when a coin like this could just absolutely demolish the ceiling. But at this point, I'm just going to say you're at the bottom of this kind of horizontal range here. You're probably going to go to the top. You're probably going to move up from here. Maybe inevitably you do move lower, but I would say that you're more likely to go up from here than go down. Yeah, I think so. Let's see how today closes. If today closes green, you've got a nice bounce off your 50 area. If it closes red, okay, perhaps you do come back down a little bit lower to form a higher low, or even a double bottom, or even a slightly lower low. Either way, a little bit lower to go. It wouldn't be like a dramatic drop off like that, I wouldn't expect. I am kind of expecting you to hold this as support here, though. I think you'll move up, but time will tell. Let's see how the day closes. Put this on the next request, too, for Sunday. Just like throw a comment on one of my videos, not the live stream, because I'm not going to write it down again for Sunday. Just put it in like a separate comment somewhere else. I hope that answers your question. I think it's moving up for what it's worth, but if I'm wrong, perhaps it moves down today. If today closes red, that would make me question if it does in fact move up from here, but I'm kind of faithful that it will. I don't know. Time will tell. Time will tell. PAAL, PAL, on Gate.io. Looking like it wants to move up higher. I think so. Relative low to high, 0.5. Oh, 236 rejection, though. Oh, I don't know, man. You got nothing else for me. CoinX, nothing. Okay, there's good things and bad things about it. And at first it looked more obvious to be good, but I'm starting to have doubts actually. I think you move lower. I think you do. I don't know if you move lower than this low. I think you move lower than this low. I think you move below 41 cents. I don't know if you'll move below 27 cents. Let's see how you do at that 35, 36 cent area first. Let's see how you do. But I think you are moving lower. That's PAAL. Let's talk about XCN. This is one that I hold personally, Onyx Coin. The reason I like this one, and I really do, it's actually one of my most recent purchases, if not the most recent purchase that I made, was Onyx Coin. And I've added to it, you know, I've DCA'd a little bit here and there. My first purchase was all the way, wasn't like all the way, but it was back like here, sometime on one of these weeks. And then I just bought more recently at 0.00195. That was the area that I bought at. Let's see here. NCT Polyswarm. And I've bought little bits here and there, but I've done like 2 major purchases, which I don't know. What I like most about this is the potential that it has to grow, like genuinely. It's got like a $50 million market cap or something like that. Let's see, XCN. 56 million, let's call it 57 million. And even if you were to just reclaim your all-time highs, like that's a 51x right there, let alone if you hit your minimum extension, which is a multi-100x already. So a lot of room for growth in this thing. Will it see that kind of growth? That's the question. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Time will tell. But even if it's quote-unquote disappointing and we don't see a new all-time high, like your 618, at the worst, what you're going to do is 7x from here. That's great. 786, 886, both completely expectable areas throughout the cycle. Like that could be a 29, 30x, maybe an 18x at the worst, you know, like that. I don't know. I think it's got pretty decent chances of seeing a multi-100x, and even if it's disappointing, even if it fails, you're still getting pretty solid gains. So I don't know. What really has me excited about it besides the gains is the drop, the soft curve here, pairing that with the intense volume that you've seen on these moves up. Like it looks like something written in a storybook, and this is the part where, you know, your hero is setting out on their mission to go I don't know, save the kingdom, right? And that's all the way up here. That's, you know, we're at the beginning. We're about to watch this character grow. We're in the first half, the first chapter. Maybe not the first half. We're in the second half. We're in like the third chapter out of 5 or 6 chapters, something like that. I don't know, man. It looks good is all I'm trying to say. Analogies be damned. Time will tell. It's too early, really, to say that it looks good, but I like the setup that we have going here. I have high hopes for this thing. It genuinely could see from its current price, not just a 200x, but a 1000x. And I know that that sounds crazy. I know that that sounds crazy because 100x is crazy, right? 57 million times 10, that's 570 million, times 100 is 5.7 billion, times 1,000, 57 billion. $57 billion market cap is completely achievable in crypto. Absolutely it is. Will it happen? I don't know. This is not my biggest hold. It's got 1,000x potential. It's probably got more potential than any coin that I hold, but it's one of my smaller holds because with high reward comes high risk. I'm not so certain that it even sees these prices. I'm hoping it does. I think it has the potential to, you know, but would I bet that it hits that? I mean, I don't know. We'll see how it goes by the end of the cycle. With how things look, I'm pretty optimistic that we will see this, but it's completely possible this thing only pulls a 17 or an 18x, you know, which how sad would that be? But still pretty phenomenal, you know. That's still pretty ridiculous, but let alone a multi-100x or 1,000x. But again, with that kind of growth potential, you don't need to put a shit ton of money in, right? On 1,000x potential, put $10 in, make $10,000. There you go. You know what I mean? Like you don't need a lot of money to make a decent amount of money, right? Like if $1,000 is a lot to you, don't hear 1,000x is possible and then throw your full $1,000 into it. Maybe you get lucky. Maybe you turn $1 million out of that 1,000, of which you'll have to pay 40% taxes anyways. But I don't know, man. I'm talking way too much. Long story short, Onyx Coin. I didn't even actually get into it. I think it does go lower. I have a buy order open right now at 0.00195 again. I think we'll get one last little like dip down here and then move up. I might move my buy order up actually to just 0.00198 or maybe even 2. Just stop screwing around. I'm trying to bring my buy average down is what I'm trying to do, so we'll see, but I do think it moves higher from here inevitably. Very neutral RSI. It's kind of to the bearish effect, but the fact that you've been hugging this 50 and not rejecting from it is actually a good thing, in my opinion. 4 hour bouncing around, not really giving us anything to go off of. I don't know. I would expect that we have found our low for XCN. That was it. If we go lower from here, even if we go lower than that low, it's not going to be like a dramatic drop from here, right? Just a little bit lower. And then inevitably, we will work our way back up beyond this high even, right? And that'll be pretty decent gains in itself. From the current price, you know, minimum expected target be a 3x potentially, maybe even up to like a 4x, yeah, 4.2x, a 420, yeah, and that could happen by the time that most cryptos are finally starting to do exciting things, like maybe by July, August, September, something like that, maybe earlier, maybe later. XCN looking fine, looking like a perfect area to DCA. But not financial advice. None of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Take it for what it's worth or what it's not worth. Scott. You guys, I got to say I'm impressed. We're actually moving through this list right now, and it's been about an hour, so we're doing pretty well compared to the last stream. Let's see, high to low. Went all the way up, man. Good job. Good job getting out of there. What is it, Vinny? Vinny, I think it's Vinny. Let's see what people are saying. Hold up now. Yeah, I got Polyswarm on there. Eric Silva. Um, to answer your question, I don't know how to pronounce it because I don't know the language that it's written in, but you say, why not new coin like SEI or SUI? Why old coin like Mana? My reason for that is, let me put it this way. SEI or SUI could do way better than Mana. They could. I fully accept that as a possibility. They could also not do as well as Mana. That's also a possibility I accept. I'm not really certain of either outcome. But the reason why I would choose Mana over those, over a new coin, why choose an old coin over a new coin, is because new coins are a lot more risky. And whenever you're dealing with money, whenever you're trying to make life-changing money or set yourself up for the future, which that's what I'm trying to do with the money that I have invested, right? I'm trying not to be risky. You only get one shot, essentially, before this cycle's over. And I say one shot, but this cycle is only going to happen once, is what I mean to say. I want to do it right. And could I risk more and potentially get more reward by putting it in new coins that have yet proven themselves? Sure. But that's not in me. Not when I have a 2-year-old and a wife that depend on me to make smart decisions with our finances, right? And all her friends, man, all my wife's friends, they laugh, or like they think crypto's a scam. So the fact that I've got her in this, like, I want to produce good results. I want her friends to not be proven right. And I've already gotten good results, man. Last cycle was great, but this cycle is going to be even better. And that's the thing too. Her friends don't really know. I guess they don't really actually know how well we did last cycle. So that's we don't really like to talk about it, But we've definitely told people that we've made money with crypto. That's neither here nor there, though, man. But what I'm trying to say, is the reason why I like Mana more is because it's proven itself. It's a decent idea that has had attention. Everybody knows about Mana. It's stuck around. It's still improving day by day, week by week, month by month. It's not an abandoned project. It's maintained higher highs and higher lows, cycle to cycle, which is an accomplishment itself. The best projects in the world, SEI, SUI, they could be the best projects in the world, but they've yet to stand the test of time. What that means is who knows when or if it's possible for there to be some kind of fatal flaw in the code, in the design, something that's unforeseen, something that happens like Solana last cycle. And Solana, the behemoth it is, it's made up for its past, what word to use for, past problems. But it did have problems. Last cycle, Solana took a huge dump because the network couldn't uphold the amount of transactions that it was doing, the amount of users that were on the Solana ecosystem. It literally shut down. It couldn't handle it. This cycle it's been doing a lot better, and that's hence the pump and all the meme coin craze and how efficient and cheap Solana is versus Ethereum. There's a bunch of different reasons, but I'm just saying Solana, great idea. It's showing its worth this cycle. It's definitely grown a lot this cycle. It grew a lot last cycle too, but there came a point where there was a fatal kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Exposure. It was exposed to be a flawed kind of crypto, and by that nature of a flaw, by the flaw being expressed, it dumped in price afterwards. Who knows if SEI or SUI has a flaw that's even more fatal, where there's a backdoor capability where it could get rug pulled or something. Nobody knows, and I'm sure with the people that made the code, they made it as tight as they could make it, and maybe it is tight. I don't know. Time will tell. And this is a market, this is a cycle where we have institutional money coming in, we have institutional players coming in. Do you think that they're going to put their money, if they branch out from the top, the big cryptos, the top 10, the top 5, whatever, cryptos that they invest in? Because first off, SEI, SUI, Mana, those are all low cap coins in comparison to Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, BCH, Litecoin, XRP, ADA, those are all low cap coins in comparison, Mana, SEI, and SUI. But would they put their money in Mana, SEI, or SUI? Would they put their money in something that stood the test of time, that's been around for multiple cycles? These are institutional players. Are they going to take the risk on something that could be or something that already is? My answer to that question that I believe to be true is that they're going to put money in the things that have already proven themselves, that they're going to be secure with. You know, they're not just going to throw random money into a coin that may or may not be around in a year or two. Plenty of coins, most coins in the crypto space are around for one cycle, and that's it. If they're around the next cycle, they're not going to get another higher high. Most cryptos do not do that. So time is a really big factor for this. Take a look at the top 100 coins right now. Go through. If you want to have some fun, you want to do a test just to like prove to yourself if you've got a long-term kind of frame of mind, take a snapshot of the top 100 coins. You know what, man? KuCoin, for anybody out there that's looking for like a top coin, KCS might be a good one. KuCoin shares. I like exchange tokens, and I think KuCoin might do well, being that BNB is taking a little bit of a dive, right? That BNB took a hit with C-Zar getting indicted or going to jail or settling whatever happened with C-Zar. He had to step down from being CEO of Binance. KuCoin might be it's a really good exchange, and I think BNB has proven that exchange tokens are valuable. It's held this top spot for a while. What I'm trying to say, before I got distracted as I continue to do, is the top 100 coins. Take a picture of it. Take a mental screenshot, whatever. 50 out of these top 100, if not more than that, they will be gone next cycle. They'll be in the top 200, top 300, top 500, whatever, but they won't be in the top 100 anymore. That's just how it is every cycle. Last cycle, this like top 100 spot, the top 50, there were coins that aren't even on this list now. There are some coins on this list that are in the top 50, top 100 that they weren't even in the top 200 last cycle. They were around last cycle, but they weren't in this position. I thought I saw Ethan. I was like, Ethan, you got your own token there, man. It's doing well. It's number 54. But I don't know. Whole tangent there, man. Whole tangent there. To answer a very simple question or maybe not so simple question of why I would hold the older one versus the newer ones. That's just me though, man. My experience with crypto, I've done the whole branching out to new coins thing before. It's panned out well. It's panned out not well. I've invested in coins that I did my research on. They were real projects with real people with genuine intentions to change the world in their own aspect, right? And that coin still went to zero. It still didn't do anything. Great idea. I invested in a crypto that it set the world record for the most transactions done in a second, and nobody even knows its name. 10 points if anybody can name it. 10 points to Gryffindor if anybody can name it in the live stream. I'm going to go through some comments right now, but I'm just saying, man, you can have a project that produces decent results and people still don't even care about it, right? It's hard to say. So that's why the test of time is so important, not just to me, but I would believe to these institutional investors, and that's why I would invest in Mana over some new coins. Mana's chart, by the way, it's like one of the most bullish charts in crypto. I genuinely believe, like let's look at it real quick. I'm talking about it all this much, but let's just see Mana on Kraken here. Like, look at how bullish that chart is. Find me a chart that's been around since 2017 or longer or less time that looks like this, right? Find me another chart that looks like that. There's less than 100 out of tens of thousands of coins, right? Like this, I don't know. It's only been through really like 2 bull cycles, kind of two full bear cycles, really, right? So it's still new, but compared to most cryptos that have been around for multiple cycles, this is greater than anything, like greater than most things, right? I don't know. Solid accumulation phase here. Nice sell-off. You're holding the line above your previous all-time highs, right? Put a line right there. You literally found support right at that line. Right there. You're accumulating. When this breaks, you're going to see the same. Look at the move that happened, right? Look at how long it took you to do. The bull market last cycle, in comparison, BTC. And go here. We'll just do new price scale. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Put it in log. The bull cycle, last cycle, in my opinion, it started right here, right at the low, right down there for BTC. Right? Then we had the COVID crash, whatever, and then it topped off. This is where Mana topped off, right? After 34 weeks of Bitcoin finding its low. From the low that Bitcoin had in the bear cycle, 34 weeks later is whenever Mana took off. And really, out of that 34-week period, Mana only needed 20 weeks, so 14 weeks less. And really, I mean, it did most of its work from like this week on in 15 weeks. So out of 34 weeks, less than half the time. And then debatably here even, right? Like 12 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever, I don't know. It can do a lot of growing in a very short amount of time. So the fact that it's lackluster right now, to me, doesn't mean anything. I think sometimes the best projects do their best work in the dark. Everybody knows about this coin. People are looking away from it, though. They've got their eyes on the limelight for other coins, and then that's when this thing will pump up. But time will tell. We'll see. I don't talk about Mana a lot on the channel, but when I do, I'm super bullish on it because I genuinely believe it's at 41.7 cents. I genuinely believe this coin could see $100 by the end of this cycle. And I know it sounds nuts. Everybody's like, 100, I can't see that. But $10, $20, I could see that. I'm like, okay, I could see maybe not $10. I could see $14 to $22, maybe even $42, right? Those are likely targets. But genuinely speaking, $100 or more, yes, or more, is on the table for this coin. It's worth 41 cents now. Even at 41 cents, the chance to go to $10 is still great. But I'm gonna start reading comments. I know I jumped to Mana ahead of the game here. We were supposed to talk about Scott, and I got distracted actually. Scott, by the way, I think Scott's going down, Vinny the handyman. I do think it's going down finally. He tipped. I mean, does it go lower than this low? Was that your low? Is that it? I don't know. You're already up 43% today. 4-hour RSI, dude. It just looks so strong. It's I kind of think you do go higher. I kind of do. Perhaps you hit your 4618 at 4022. Perhaps you have one more drive up in you, but I think you're very near your high. If it's not in this area, then you've already found it. But either way, man, I think if you're patient, like give it a month or two. If you're patient, you'll see this thing drop from, let's see, from its current price. Oh yeah, like 70, 80, 90%. If you just wait like a month. And it might not be all the way down there in a month. Maybe it's only down like 40% from here, but just I feel like it'll be more obvious that it's going lower if you just wait. But it's a new coin. It's a odd looking chart. It is a bullish looking chart. I don't know everything about Scott. I don't know everything about this guy. So maybe there's some stuff going on where his name's in the limelight. I don't know, but definitely looks like a lot of interest up here. It's nice to see it could continue to grow, but inevitably I think you will fall back. Will you go all the way back down to these highs? Maybe. It's possible. But at least like a 70+% drop from the current price is on the table. I'm going to read some of these comments. File G, fall to 40. I don't know. We'll go over it, Nefarious. I've got it on the list. Yeah, BCH is my ride or die too, Kevin Mike. Arrow on base has been hot. Yeah, man. I forget who the first person was. I don't actually think I first heard someone talk about it. I think it was one of you guys who recommended it, and that's where I heard of it. JP Morgan, XCN equals no-brainer. Is JP Morgan using XCN, Rashad? That's news to me. Kevin Mike, me too, bud. Oh yeah, hell yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm just like reading out loud, guys. LTCN's probably a good one. BCHG, I think, too. Who knows, man? I don't know. LTCN probably does the best versus its native coin. I don't know. Well, maybe HSN or File G. I don't know. I have not done Compound. Not yet. Compound is... It's actually not even on the list. I did talk about Compound last night, though. And I'm sure not a lot's happened since then. Talk about Bitcoin Cash. Lisa, I did talk about Bitcoin Cash. I talked about it in the very beginning. You can replay it if you want. We got the white screen of death. Everybody drink. You know what that means, okay? If this ever happens, you have to drink. And if you don't have a drink, I don't know. Just buy somebody a drink next time you're at the bar, I guess. Why is it? It's taking so long. Okay, there we go. And if you don't go to bars, then you buy somebody a drink at Starbucks, okay? If you don't go to Starbucks, you win. That's let's see. BTC or LTC, in your opinion, would you guys be weighing more in? I'd feel more secure, Lake. I'd feel more secure in BTC. I know that might be like a bad sound for some of the BCH people, but I'd feel more secure in BTC over LTC. But I do personally believe LTC does better from here on out through the rest of the cycle versus BTC. I do think so. So take that for what it is. I don't know. 0x0AI. Yeah, Joe. Joe, I did it last night, man. If I don't get to it tonight, I'm sorry, because there is a lot in the way here. We've got a whole lot to go. But Joe, I didn't post the video yesterday. For those of you that didn't know, the requests that I didn't do yesterday, I meant to post it, but man, I was delirious, I guess, because I didn't post it. Got to work today. I was looking at the computer, and as soon as I opened it up, the video's there. It's just not published. So I published it today. But Joe Mansis, you won last night's Altcoin Showdown with 0x0AI, just so you know. Yeah, I would say so. I don't know, Kevin, Mike, if it's my favorite. That's hard to say which one's my favorite crypto, man. It might be Bitcoin Cash. It might be. I don't know. I don't feel wrong about that, but it doesn't necessarily feel right either. I don't know. My favorite crypto, as little as I talk about it, and I don't even actually own any of it, I actually really do like Dogecoin a lot. My favorite crypto probably is Bitcoin Cash, though. I don't know. That's hard to say. It's really hard to say. Definitely is our star, though. Can you do, let's see. Yeah, Joe, I got you. Let's see. Fanta, you've been in longer than I have, man. That's crazy. It's not that crazy. I'm not like an OG, man, but being around since 2015, that's longer than most people. Fanta got me beat, man. I hear good things about SUI, and I've looked into it a little bit, but I don't know enough about it. I don't know anything about SEI. Yo, Joe, I'm going to get you, bro, I promise. I know that you wrote these a long time ago. Check Gary Network. Yeah, Gary Network, whatever it is. It's down the list. Let me let you guys know how we got this here. So we got Turbo, Litecoin, Coval, Zcash, HSEN, Solana, OPTI, XRP, FileG, CRO, GSOL, Big Time, NCT, AERO, Compound 0x0, and then Gory Network. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We got like 20 coins to go. Okay. So the odds of us, at this rate, the odds of us getting through all of those would be a miracle at this point, but here, we'll keep writing them down. BCH was Satoshi's true vision. Bitcoin was sabotaged by, in a sense. BTC is slow and expensive. I think BCH fits more to Satoshi's true vision. Yeah, I would agree. Are there coins that might stick to it more? I don't know. To me, Bitcoin Cash is the better Bitcoin, and that's why I think it'll do better than Bitcoin this cycle, and probably every cycle from here on out, it will probably do better. Will it ever flip Bitcoin? I don't know about that. Time will tell. Time will tell. I think the only way that BCH would flip Bitcoin is not by being better than Bitcoin. I think it would be that Bitcoin has to become no longer Bitcoin. And I know in a lot of Bitcoin Cash community members' eyes, BTC is already not Bitcoin. But genuinely, it has to not be Bitcoin, not just in your eyes. It has to not be Bitcoin in everybody's eyes. If the BTC core developers mess with it to a point that it's just off track completely, it's not what it was set out to be, BCH is the obvious choice. It's already the better Bitcoin. It's the obvious choice. But will it flip BTC? I don't know if it will. I wouldn't be surprised if it does. I wouldn't be surprised. I actually would be kind of surprised if it did. That's not a lack of faith in its ability. That's just more of like my lack of faith in change. People tend to stick with their projects even if they are obsolete. I don't know. If it's just trash, if BTC just goes down the gutter, if something critical changes in it, then I could see migration over to BCH. It's literally the obvious choice, but time will tell. You know, we'll see. It's definitely the obvious choice. Where would money coming from to push all crypto in the bull? I don't know, Lake. I honestly don't know where the money comes from. Everybody says it's retail investors, but is it the big dogs? I don't know. There's a whole bunch of theories as to where the money's going to come from. I think the safe assumption this cycle would be from the institutions, but who knows? What are my thoughts, Joe C-Zar? What are my thoughts on the 5.3 theory? I think that Steve is a hustler, and he's a good hustler. He's good at what he does. And I think the 5.3 theory is a lie, personally. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in the 5.3 theory at all. Never have. I think it's a close, interesting find, but the theory, right, for the 5.3 theory, if I remember, is if you take this low to this high, right, and you divide that by 5.3. Let's do it right now. Google calculator, right? We would do 5.2 million, 520 million. I'm pretty sure 5.200 million. 5.2 million would be 5,200,000. My goodness. 202. I'm pretty sure Steve rounded. And I am saying Steve because I'm pretty sure he's the one that came up with the 5.3 theory. I don't know. He's the only person that I've ever heard talk about it. Divide it by 5.3. It's 981,564. If we take the next cycle from this low to this high, maybe that's not it. Am I doing it wrong? Am I doing it wrong? Somebody let me know. Let's see. I don't believe in 5.3 either. I thought that's what it was. Maybe because it's the first cycle, maybe that's wrong. So let's try it again. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Okay, so 62,186 point. Let's just do 60. At least right there, 5.3 clearly didn't work. So that right there in itself. But maybe it wasn't from that cycle. 62,186. 62,186 divided by 5.3. Right? Is that right? 62,186. Yeah. 11,733. That one's 12,124. So no. Close, kind of close, but no. It didn't happen. Low to high here. Well, I mean, if we take that last one, sorry, 12,124. 12,124 divided by 5.3. That should give us a 2,287, and I think that one was actually pretty close. 2,287. 2,108. So close. But it's been variations each time. This one was above 5.3. This one would have been less than 5.3. This one not even close. I don't know, man. And then already, clearly, the 5.3 theory has already been disproven, because if we took 2100, 2108 divided by 5.3, that's only 397%. And I say only 397% because, I guess actually we've already broken that. Never mind. For some reason, I thought it came below that, but we're getting close. I just don't think that we're going to stop there. I think we're going to go past that. I don't know. And Steve, if you guys ever noticed with Steve, I'll try to end it here because I'm not trying to smack talk any other YouTubers. I don't care to do that. I'll do that, but without saying their names. But I'm calling Steve out a little bit for this. You'll notice with Steve, all the way back here, all the way throughout all this, he was talking about the 5.3 theory like crazy, saying that we would not even get above this high by the end of this cycle. And when it became clear that we were going above this high, when we were above this high, he hasn't mentioned anything about this at all. He talks about how he was right, calling the double bottom on the cycle low, which is not a double bottom. The guy can't admit when he's wrong. I like Steve's analysis. I think Steve from Crypto Crew University, I think he has a unique mind, and I think that he looks at indicators and looks at things differently than a lot of people do. Absolutely, I do. But I do think he's a hustler. I think he might even be a good guy. He might be a great guy, a nice guy, probably a fun guy. I'm sure like he seems like the kind of person, if I hung out with him, he'd be honestly really fun to hang out with. But calling a spade, he's a hustler, and he talks himself up a lot, I think, and he never talks about the bad side. He never, ever admits when he's wrong. He still to this day will pretend that he called the top, which he did not. He did not correctly call the top. And he will say that he correctly called the bottom as well. I've gone through and watched his past videos. Anytime he talks about things like that, he'll pull little clips where he says the right thing. But that's because earlier in that video he said the bearish thing, and then later in that video he says the bullish thing. Then he just goes back and pulls the clip of the part that's correct and then uses that. Let alone the whole 5.3 theory that was talked about throughout this whole time that is going to be invalidated. Hasn't ever been validated, in my opinion. Close on the last couple cycles, but still not valid. And so what? It was off by 100%. It was off by 100%. That's a big deal. 5.3 theory, you were off by 100%. That's a lot of gains to miss out on, man. You know, I'm just saying. But yeah, to this day, man, he won't do it anymore. But he calls this a double bottom. He calls this, where this low here to that low was a 12% difference. I mean, it's close, but it's not a double bottom, man. Absolutely not a double bottom. I don't know. This is a double top. You see the difference between that and that? That's not a double bottom. Anyways, I'm getting carried away here. I'm talking way too much. If Steve's watching this, shout out to Steve because he is a unique mind. I do admire his TA at times. I just don't admire that he will never admit when he's wrong, ever. You go through his comment section, it's only positive things. It's because he deletes and blocks every person that says anything negative because he just can't take it. He can't have it. He lives in this foo-foo fantasy world where he's right all the time. It gets to me, man. In this space, who cares if you're right? It doesn't matter if you're right. If you care you're right, that's okay, but you got to be able to admit that you're wrong too, man. Otherwise, you're just misleading people and you're not being real with yourself. I don't know. Doesn't make for good trading. If you're into grayscale, stick to LTCN. Okay, I'm going back way too far here. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Mr. Chocolate Cookie, saying good luck to everyone with your trades. Thank you. We need that, man. Everybody needs a little luck. I don't care how skilled you are. It's all probabilities. You need luck anyways. You could have the best TA and still be wrong, man. It's just how it is. Nobody is right 100% of the time. If you have somebody who's claiming to be right 100% of the time, or even 90% of the time, be cautious. There are traders out there. There are people who have track records of being correct 90% of the time. Then a year goes by and maybe it's 70% of the time, which is still great, you know, or they have a few bad calls in a row and that brings that percentage down. But there are ways that people can be right a lot of the time, but then inevitably, you know, sometimes things change and they can be wrong. Just be wary of people who claim to be right all the time, you guys. Don't just take their word for it. You know, do some research, look into it yourself. Oh, what? In 2021, Fanta's saying this, in 2021, JP Morgan's dedicated blockchain business unit, Onyx, developed the Onyx token, XCN. It is essentially a digital asset designed to revolutionize cross-border payments and ... Maybe that's why the inflows are large in XCN, big backers. Hey, sounds good to me. Hell yeah, Rashad Williams. XCN is a different coin, not related to JP Morgan. Someone said that. He's like saying nope to the quotations. I don't know. What do I do for a living, man? 9-to-5 job? No, I don't have a 9-to-5. I used to. No, man. I do like some odd jobs and stuff. You know, I work for the cannabis industry too. But really, lately it's just like trading, a little bit of trading here and there, and yeah, supplementing any income with just like doing some odd jobs like handyman stuff mainly, and then cannabis. I work part time at a cannabis place here, which really I don't even. I've been thinking about quitting because I just it's not a waste of time, but it's just not. I don't know. I feel like there's no need for it. I'd have more time if I quit, so I'm honestly probably going to quit soon. The goal is to go full time with this, with just the YouTube thing. That's the goal, and I'm very, very close to that. But I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell. Maybe in 3 months. Maybe in 3 months or so. I was hoping that it would be by now. That it'd be full time, but maybe 3 months from now. Sock it outie. No, I don't have a 9-to-5 job. Most days. Sometimes I work 12 hours, man, in a day. It depends. It depends. Depends on me. It depends on the available work. Yeah, we got Jesus Coin, maybe, if we have time. You guys, after I read through all these comments, I'm probably going to close off the requests. Seems to be a bit of a discussion between if XCN is connected to JP Morgan or not. I haven't found that out, and I read the whole XCN white paper and everything. I don't doubt that they could be listed. JP Morgan, you guys, I said listed, that they could be connected. JP Morgan has been involved with Bitcoin, with crypto, since at least 2017, maybe earlier, I forget, but at least 2017. They will fire their own employees for having any affiliation with crypto. They literally have that deterrent. They will fire their own employees for having any affiliation with crypto. They don't allow their clients to use it. They don't. They're not custodians for their clients to use it, but they themselves have their hands in crypto. So if XCN, if JP Morgan has this thing that's like their Onyx division and it developed this crypto XCN or not, I don't know. I don't know how I would verify that, because if they were to keep it quiet, I'm sure that they would keep it quiet, man. They literally, let's look it up real quick, because you're saying it's on the Telegram. You're saying it's on the Telegram. Onyx by JP Morgan. See, I don't know if this is it though. I know that they're saying that on the Telegram. Let's see. Transforming the, maybe, man. Hey, we're about to figure it out right now. Formed in 2020. That's 2022, but that could have just been when the coin was released. You know, coins can be, or blockchains can be formed before their tokens released. Come on now, let's see here. It might be something different. Don't trust everything you read in Telegram, guys. I'm also not trying to throw shade at Telegram, but yeah, this 2022 is when XCN came out. So this symbol is different than XCN's symbol right here, just saying. Onyx was pioneered the world's first bank-led blockchain platform for the exchange of value. See, that doesn't sound like XCN at all, at least not what the white paper makes it out to be. I don't think that's it. It might, you guys, this might be some confusion. Because yeah, XCN, it's not about PvP, DVP, whatever. It's just, and it's not about like keeping track of things on the ledger, right? XCN is all about lending and borrowing. This looks like something else. I might be wrong. Don't hate me if I'm wrong, but I don't even see the XCN. It doesn't even say it on here. There's no symbols. Our offerings. Onyx digital assets. Wait, here we go. Blockchain launch. maybe not. Digital assets is an asset tokenization platform. Yeah, this is different, guys. I hate to burst anybody's bubble, but this is different. I'm fairly positive this is different. You go to XCN. Where are you? Onyx Protocol, right? That's this, right? That's Onyx Coin, right? Isn't it? No. Maybe? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay, that's this, right? Different, because that's the whole thing. XCN's decentralized, to my knowledge. It's decentralized. And I've literally read the whole white paper from top to bottom, right? And this is not the same thing as it's a happy coincidence, but I think it's misleading, unfortunately. Just getting it out there. I know we went on a whole detour there, but it looked like, is Atom acquirable now? I mean, it should be. Atom? Are you just asking if it's at a good price? I mean, yeah, you can buy it anywhere. I think so. It's a great time to get into Atom, man. Beautiful. I love the way it looks. Let's move on, guys. Let's talk about some stuff. I know I've been sidetracked for a while. Let's get into it. We're going to talk about Turbo. Turbo real quick. I always do USD. I don't mean to. Turbo. I'm going to breeze through at least 10 of these, okay? Turbo, wow. Looking like it wants to go down, but nice move up. Good job. You moved 42%. Moved up a little bit yesterday, too. Love to see it. 4-hour basis. Probably, yes, you're moving down. Probably. Yeah. You had your volume here. Volume's dying out as you're moving. Time will tell, but I think you're probably going to move down from here. I don't know. I don't. Maybe not, man. Maybe not actually. Huh. If you do, I would say you hold that 0.5 at 30848, but you actually might move up from here. I want to throw on the relative strength index. I said I was going to breeze through it, but man, not an easy one to breeze through. Okay, a little lower from here, sure. So let's say this 0.5 area, 3084, 3086, somewhere in there. That's my thoughts. Moving on from there, we're talking about LTC, Litecoin, at $80 here. Beautiful, love to see it. The weirdest looking accumulation phase in crypto. It's an ugly looking chart, man. It is, but she's got potential. Okay, might be a sleeper. I think it goes down a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. You're at $80 now. Daily RSI looks horrible. Your price action does not look normal. It looks weird. Perhaps you form a slightly higher low as you've been doing and you only go to $77. You're at $80 now. Perhaps you do go down to that land around $65, which is what I've been calling for a little bit. I think you have a move down, a consolidation phase here, and you're going to move down again. Maybe you go to 60, maybe you go to 70, who knows, somewhere in between there, but I do think you're working your way down as of now. We'll see you when you're oversold on the RSI. LTC. Coval, Coval. Circuits of value. I wish I had another one of these. Circuits of value, you're looking really good actually on your daily RSI at least. I think your daily RSI looks beautiful. You didn't even get oversold. You hate being oversold, don't you? You don't mind being above the 50. Bounce right off your 40. Up 15% today. Let's look at the 4-hour. Did this happen while I've been making my videos? Come on, man. I could have helped with another 5% up and then 5% down. I guess it didn't really matter. Yeah, you're accumulating, you're moving sideways, whatever. If you move lower, it's going to be by a little bit, but I think you are probably looking like you want to continue moving up here. Yeah, what you did was you broke out, right? That's your resistance point. Time and time again, it was resistance until it wasn't. You broke out, and now you're back testing it for support. Beautiful. Love to see it. I very much doubt you go below these lows, and I very much do believe you go higher. Will it be tomorrow? Will it be next month? Will it be today? I don't know, but probably a decent area to DCA into. With that being said, it wouldn't surprise me if you came down a little bit more from here. but you're at 2.525 cents right now. I doubt you go below 2.2 cents, you know, so fine time to DCA in my opinion. Coval, Circuits of Value, Zcash, it's just ZEC, right, on Coinbase. Yes, I think it moves down, probably tier 236 at about $22. I remember from yesterday. Perhaps lower. I don't think you go lower than this. I think that was your low. You know, as far as the chart goes, it's not the best looking chart in the world, is it? I think we have more history on other charts. Yeah. You know, this is the kind of chart that most cryptos look like, and this is actually not even bad compared to most cryptos, but cycle after cycle getting lower highs, cycle after cycle getting lower lows, but only slightly. Like technically you haven't because of this low, but is that a real wick? Is that a scam wick? I don't know. At a minimum, I would expect Zcash to fall in line kind of with this trend here. So by the end of this cycle, I mean, $80 is on the table or higher. From high to low, 120 is your golden ratio, 120 or higher. So you're at $22 now. You definitely have potential. Even if you don't see new all-time highs, you have potential. And maybe that line's not drawn perfectly. I don't know, you know, something like that. But if you break this trend, if you have this descending triangle, which that's essentially what it looks like right now, right? Like a descending triangle. If you break out to the upside, which you can do, it's a bearish pattern, but you can break it to the upside. If that happens, then yes, you probably will go past this high. And likely that would take you up to $838, potentially $1,300, or even $2,300 is on the table. But will you? I don't know. You're going to have a hard time, in my opinion, getting past 120. You're at $22.70 now. Let's see how you do first with this area, with that area there. If you do well, then we've got more to talk about. If not, well, then it's just exactly what it's been doing, which is lower highs, jack all, and this, if you were to see something like this, that would probably be the death of Zcash. Though I think it's already written its death sentence, but time will tell. We'll see. I do think it moves up from here, nonetheless. I think maybe in the more immediate terms it moves down a little bit, but inevitably you're probably at the point in the cycle where if you're looking to invest in Zcash or its derivatives, it's probably a good time to do so. HZen, talking about HZen, somebody asked, I think you said, do I think it could go to $100? Well, it's worth $4 now. Yeah, I think it could go to $100. Will it? I don't know. But yeah, by the end of this cycle, I could see that. Only because this thing's done so crazy already. I mean, guys, from August of last year, we were at a price of 36 cents. We went all the way up to $10.34 by March, right? So August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. That's 7 months. 7 months is what it took. Not even, because that was the end of August. So like 6.5 months is what it took to move up a lot, like over a 10x. What is that? From a low point to a high point. 33x, bro. That's crazy, right? So to see a 33x from the current price, you know, that'd put you over 100. And we've got more than just 7 months left in this cycle. So yeah, absolutely. $100, by the way, is your minimum expected target if you were to see new all-time highs. 470 is on the table even. HZen, yes, it could see $100. As far as what it does in the more immediate terms, I think it goes down. Yeah, I think you lose some value, probably. Yeah, we'll see you down at 270. You're at 432 now. So if you like the idea of it going to 100, you'll love the opportunity that you're going to get down here. That's my thoughts. But this chart's so weird, man. It's near like parabolic behavior. Who knows? It could bottom out in a place that it doesn't make sense to bottom out. Don't hold me to it, but as of right now, I'm thinking 273 for the 382 and for previous areas of support as well, right here, right? Kind of lines up with that area. So 270, 250, somewhere in that area is what I'm thinking. HZen, let's see, SOL, Solana. Talking about Solana, and then I'll read through some comments. Actually, I'm going to go through 1, 2, 3, 4 more after this, and then I'll read through some comments. If I've missed any comments, you guys, I'm sorry. There are a lot of comments. I've been less I've been more distracted, and I'm kind of surprised because there's been like between 30 to 50 people for most of this stream, so it's not like a crazy amount. But you guys, there's a solid discussion about the JP Morgan and XCN thing. BBL, I believe in Atom. I like Cosmos, man. I really do. I was disappointed with it last cycle, but I'm skeptical of it. I believe in it. I do. I think it's a good project. But again, back to that whole thing that I was saying earlier, and I would wonder if anybody knows what the fastest crypto in the world is, what the fastest recorded transactions per second ever was, and what crypto supported that. No, I bet none of you know what crypto it is. And I'm just saying, you can have good results, you can have a good project, and still nothing happens. And Atom, Cosmos, I think is a good project. Doesn't mean that anything has to happen. You can have projects that are total jokes that were never meant to even see the stars, and yet they go all the way through the freaking solar system, man, like Dogecoin. It was meant to be a joke. And there are plenty of projects that were not meant to be, yet Dogecoin saw its time in the light. Let's see. Only bots in his comment section. I'm assuming that's related to Scuba Steve. Oh, man. Shout out to Leaf if you're in here, Leaf. Anytime I think about Steve, I get a little worked up because of that one time between us, man. Me and a good buddy of mine in crypto, we both like Steve's videos. I don't necessarily like. I say I don't like Steve, but I go back to it, man. I genuinely think that if me and him met in person, we'd probably get along fine. I think he seems like a good guy, and I think he seems like a fun guy. I just have an issue with how he doesn't admit when he's wrong. He never will. He will never admit when he's wrong. Watch his videos. If you're new to crypto, he can seem very accurate and very honest, and I think he's a kind soul. I think he is. I just think he's also a hustler, and he likes to make himself look good, and that's easy to do when you're the one with the camera. But yeah, man. One time, me and my buddy got into it. Not into it, but just like we don't really like if we argue, it's like little points here and there. But like we were like actually getting defensive and offensive about Steve, and it went further than it needed to. But it wasn't even anything anyways, but it was just anytime I get worked up about Steve, talking about Steve, it reminds me of that time, and it makes me laugh. It like honestly makes me laugh. It's kind of funny. And then after that, I was like, so we are officially friends now, because I think you need that, man. I think you need to butt heads. You need to I don't know, kind of have like your first argument in any relationship. You need that, you know, and maybe not an argument, something that's like a little bit like your heart rate's getting up, you know, you're like I don't know how else to put it, but I just remember saying afterwards, I was like, so we're officially friends now, because that's how I am with any of my friends, man. You got to have heated conversational pieces at various points, and oftentimes it's about dumb shit. You get heated about the dumb things, right? Let's see. We'll talk about comp. I hope, yes. I said I wasn't gonna do this. I need to go back on. I'll go through the comments in a second. Okay. Solana. Relative high to low. Sure, that one. Whatever. Looking good, Solana. I really do think you can go lower, but man, that's a nice finish to last week. I don't know. There's a part of me that wants to say you are going below 100 again. Like I'm not completely convinced that's your low. I'm not. I'm going to say you go lower, okay? I think you will go lower. But perhaps you don't go as low as I've forecasted in previous videos. Perhaps you do hold about $100. If not, maybe 110. 100 to 110. That's where I think you're going, Solana. If not, I'm wrong. You form a higher low. Cool. Good for you. But at any rate, I do think you're moving lower than your current price allows right now. So that's Solana. Let's move on to OPTI. This is a stock. Isn't it a stock? That's what you said, right? OPTI? Unfortunately, my friend, who requested OPTI? If you I don't. I don't know, man. Unfortunately, OPTI. I feel like I remember you saying it was a stock, not a crypto. I swear I remember you saying it was a stock, but we've got a crypto that's OPTI. Looking like it probably moves up from here. Maybe you go a little bit lower. I don't think you go below that low, though. I don't know. Maybe you do. $18 to 16 cents, somewhere around there. Maybe you go to 18 cents and hold that line. I don't know. If you break this low, man, you're going back down to like 13 to 10 cents, somewhere in that area. Lower nonetheless is where I think you're going. But if you can hold 18 cents, 19 cents, then you're gonna be moving up higher. But you're at 22 cents now, so let's see how you do. 18 to 19 cent area is your next target. It is a stock. Keltinger, it was you. Okay, Optech, OPTI. Okay, thank you, bro. I know it can be a little. Optech. Oh, right there. Oh, OTC. I didn't even see that. I should have. That would have, Optech. That I remember that one. Yeah. Bearish divergence. Bearish move played out. Are you going lower? Maybe, maybe not. I like where you're at. I actually like where you're at a lot. I don't know. You might, Keltinger, you might have found your low. That might be it, honestly. That could be it, man. I like it. I think that's the low, man. I think you're being productive right now. You went to a deep extension, but you're being productive with what you got right now. I think that's your low. I think you found your low. You're working your way up now. Could you move lower from here? Sure, maybe. Maybe you do. Perhaps you go back down to 0.002 cents. I don't think you go lower than this low. You might not even go below 0.0023. But inevitably, you'll work your way back up here. You probably find resistance somewhere in this area. That was a horribly drawn line, but somewhere up at around 0.0035 to 0.004, somewhere in this area, you find resistance. Squiggle wiggle, and then move up. I think you look like you found your low. OPTI from here, with how you're reacting on your green line, I would assume you do continue to move higher. You could, I don't know, man. I think that was your low. I don't like where you are in the fibs. I would feel like you would come down to the 236. If that's not your low, you'd go down to 0.0013, maybe. But I like that as a low. You could go down there, but I like that as a low. Inevitably, I think you're working your way up to 2.37 cents. Yeah. OPTI. We're talking about XRP now. XRP USD. On Binance. I'm surprised XRP hasn't moved up. I'm surprised that it's still chilling down here. However, I don't believe that it goes below this low. I think XRP has found its low as well, and I think it will move up higher. In fact, same kind of thing that I've been saying for like a year now, half a year at least. Just draw these crappily drawn lines on here, right? You can kind of see it with your eye where most of the price action happens. When you're above this line, sell. When you're below this line, buy. You're below this line. So that's my thoughts. Even if it goes lower, I think it's a good time to buy for XRP. By the end of this cycle, XRP genuinely could see prices at least at $3.32, but maybe even up to $6, man. Maybe even $10 genuinely. As crazy as it sounds. XRP looking fine. Looking fine. File G. There were some questions. There were a bunch of questions on file G. I don't remember. I'm trying to go through. I can't see it. I don't remember. I haven't bought more comp Gandorf. Maybe I should, man. I've got so much comp already. I like to spread it out. That's why my latest purchases have been XCN, Onyx Coin, because it's the same space, right? Just a different coin that has more potential as far as growth does. But Compound, I think, is the more secure bet. $70 on file G. Looking like you want to go lower. Hey. Low to high. Yeah, it's not a good look. I think I might have been hopeful last time that was your low, maybe. I don't remember what my last consensus was on file G. I think you're going lower, though. I'm quite convinced you're going lower, at least to $40. You're at $70 now, so we'll see you at 40, maybe 23. I do like the idea of 40 holding, though. I don't normally call for a 0.5 bounce, but I'm calling for it here. File G looking like it wants to go down. Getting your chances, man. CRO, and then I'll hit the comments. And then probably end the video soon. I've got about 10 more requests. Maybe we'll go through those and then I'll finish it. But CRO sitting at 1250. This thing has a lot of potential for itself, I believe. High to low here. 382 rejection. Finding support at a previous area of resistance. Perhaps you do come lower. We'll see. But that 10.6 cent area looks frisky. Looks pretty damn frisky. Looking at the weekly RSI. I don't know. You could go lower. Maybe you go lower. Yeah, daily RSI supports that idea. Yeah, time will tell, but I think you do want to go lower. I think 10.6 cents sounds about right. I think so. Yeah. You're working your way down, perhaps sometime by the end of this month, if not early June. But I think this month of May, we could see prices down here. Yeah, just continuing to move down at this kind of trajectory, right? I don't know. Anyways, I do believe 10 cents holds. I just think you're at 12.47 now, so you're probably moving down there. And then after that, we can talk about prices. I mean, you'd look for a bounce back up to above this price here at 15.4. If you have a positive reaction here, we can talk about this next area up here at 31 to 39 cents. You're at 12.47. That, however, could take place in the latter, like Q4 of this year. It genuinely could be Q4 of this year, even Q1 of next year before you see these prices above 30 cents. Perhaps it's in Q3. I don't know. Timing is the hardest part to get. But based off your given trajectory that you kind of have right now taking place, I mean, I curved that line really bad and I did not mean to. You know, something, I don't know, kind of looks right to me. Anyways, down for now, CRO. We'll do G-Sol and then I'll hit the comments, okay? G-Sol, grayscale. G-Sol looking like it wants to drop. Drop it low. I don't think you go lower than that low, but I do think you go lower nonetheless. Yeah. Low here, high here. We'll see you at 300 to 367. Sorry, 300 to 267. We'll see you there. Potentially down at about $200 itself even. Let's say 300 to 200, but with a specific emphasis on 300 to 267. You're at 352 now, so down you go. Don't like the daily RSI. It's neutral with a bearish tilt. I think you are moving lower, personally. I think what you have here is kind of like a triangle. It's like a symmetrical triangle almost, right? And you're coming to the point where you're going to break it one way or another. So look for that break, right? A distinguished move out, more distinguished than something like this, right? Something more like that. More distinguished. I mean, I would think it's like this, so it wouldn't need that much to the downside, but time will tell. Down you go. I'm on a roll, man. We're going with big time. Big time. Perpetual contract. Do we have others? C-Coin. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's too new to do TA on something like this. Hard to say. Going down, going lower. I think it's going lower. At that rate, you're going to be in like all-time low territory. So it's hard to say. Do you pull a double bottom? Do you not? I don't know. If we're looking at this relative low here to this high, you're looking at 12 to 9.5 cents being your likely targets to go to. And I think you will go down there. So it's possible you could hold 15.2 cents, but I doubt it. I think 12 to 9.5 cents is where you're going to go. Your daily RSI is sad. It's the most sad daily RSI we've looked at this whole time, actually, you guys, out of all the coins we've talked about. You want to see a sad daily RSI, this is what it looks like. That's it right there, man. You're doing your neutral thing. This is your dance of neutrality right here, but you're doing it below your 40. Like that. If you're doing the dance of neutrality, at least do it between the 50 above it and below it. But you're sad. You're very, very sad. This is a sad looking RSI. But what about the bullish divergence? C-Zar, you got this low and this low. That's a higher low. You got a low here and a lower low there. Yeah, that is bullish divergence. That's where the divergence formed. Your move came up above that divergence. I think it's played out. It's been fulfilled. That was your move from the bullish divergence. Now what you have is you have a high here and lower high. But what you have on your RSI is a high here and a higher high and a lower high. So hidden bearish divergence with bearish convergence, you're probably going down. Probably. And again, where are you going to go down to from low to high, relatively speaking? I would expect, especially because you broke your 618 on the first attempt, I would expect below 12 cents, above 9.5 cents. You're at 16.9 cents now. NCT. Huh. 2 cents right now. I'm going to eat this real quick. It's a good brownie. It's a really good brownie. It's a very special brownie. High to low here. You might go lower, or you might have found your low. And that's an obvious thing to say, but genuinely, you might have found your low. You're kind of doing that dance of neutrality in the negative zone, but you have more productive things going on here, right? You had this downtrend, right? And you're kind of breaking it. Maybe you're still in it, but it's like sloping, it's curving. That's a nice look in itself. You're kind of finding support on your 40 area instead of finding resistance on it. You won't even get oversold, which is nice to see also. And you bounced off your 886, kind of a double bottom. I don't know, man. If you go lower, 1.757, potentially down to about 1.5 cents itself. You're at 2 cents now. But if you go higher, I mean, you might be looking at a move. You're at 2.06 cents right now. Perhaps you go to 2.7 very soon. Time will tell. The 4 hour looks like it wants to go lower, so maybe over the coming days, over the weekend, you go lower, but next week might be better, honestly. You're at an area on your weekly RSI. Okay. That was weird. Hey, I'll be right back, you guys. Hold on. I don't know, man. I'm going crazy. Hearing things. Weekly RSI looks like it's had a good area to bounce. So if you go down from here, and I think you do a little bit more, I doubt you go too much lower than like 1.986 cents. I doubt you'd close below that line. You probably do bounce from here, though. Like this looks like a perfect area to bounce on your weekly. So you probably close around here, move down a little bit over the coming days, but maybe you come back up to close here. That's NCT. And potentially you're moving up, man. Like genuinely, you might be moving up above 3 cents, above 4 cents over the coming months as of right now. And I do believe inevitably you are going to go higher, but for the time being, yeah, I like that as a low. I think you're very near your low. If that isn't your low, you look fine. AERO. And then comments, okay? Aerodrome Finance. Maybe not. Maybe then. Maybe. Okay. Looking like it wants to go lower. Oh, yeah. Oh, maybe not. Oh, hold on now. Wait a second. A little bit lower. That's your low, man. I think that is your low. Pretty confident on that one. Let's see here. Hold up. Stop. Why is it doing this? Perhaps you pull back to 62.8 cents. Perhaps you do. You don't have to. This thing's new. It doesn't need to follow all the rules. I like that as your low, man. I really do. Maybe you go down. You're at $1, $2.50 right now. Maybe you go down to about 94 cents, and then from there, move up. Perhaps you go down to about 94 cents, and then from there you move up. Where are you going to move up to? I mean, rather immediately $1.40, $1.66 in that range, and then beyond. You look good. Arrow, you look really good, actually. All right. I'm going to go through comments now. I've missed a lot of comments, I'm sure. I see some apologies and smack talking on the whole JP Morgan thing. It's okay, man. There's so many names, you guys, that like it's and we get so attached to these coins and these projects and our money that we're investing. I mean, when I first heard of it, I was like, "Oh, that's cool." I didn't know that they were tied together, and it took really seeing you guys argue to like actually do the research on it. I would have just ran with it. I probably would have before I in my next video talked about it. I would have looked that up to verify, but I mean, coincidence, right? Onyx. It just happens. It really does happen. So it's always why you got to verify. It's like whenever you hear news about BlackRock, like, is it BlackRock or is it like Dark Rock or Black Pebble, Black Rocks? Like, is it a company that's does what BlackRock does, but it's a different company that just has like a similar name? Because that's happened so many times in crypto too, where BlackRock will be making a big move, but it's not BlackRock. It's a different company with a very similar or the exact same name. XCN used to be called Chain. Oh, I had no idea. Let's see. You guys are funny, man. Oh, man. I hope everybody's getting along. I'm going to throw out a random one I found not too many people analyze. Yearn Finance Crypto YFI. Yeah, I've talked about it a few times. I think YFI is going to go to $1 million this cycle. I do. It at least has the chance to. Worldwide cars. Gotta keep it for the shizzles and gizzles. I have not covered PNG, not in this stream, no. I'm gonna skip through and go to like the bottom. What's up, Mike Burry? How you doing? PMTS, we can go over PMTS. Hopefully I can get through all these. I don't Pia. I don't think LTCM will go back to 12. 17 to 16 maybe. I'm doing LTCN. I'm skipping just because, yeah, I wanted to make sure it didn't drop heavy. Yeah. 17, 18, 16, somewhere around there. It could go down there is what I would think. It could go to $12, but I don't think so. I'm not counting on that. Can do, huh? Sam Synth calling out Kendu. ICP for Keltinger. Talked about ICP last night, man. Keltinger gets it. Commercial break. That is YOLO. Could you review MSTR Corvette, dude? I would be honored to do that. Some MSTR. It is a brown goodie. They now hold over 1% of Bitcoin. Ain't that crazy, man? Got to take a deeper dive sometimes, even if that means you be wrong. Yeah, got to. You got to. Yeah, that's especially when you're putting your own money on the line. Like, forget your pride. Just do what's right for yourself. But yeah, let's move on. I haven't gone through all the comments, but I've tried. We're gonna go through these last few requests. No more requests, everybody. There's only 26 of you in here, so there's not a lot to disappoint. I am going to put on the music for these last few. Delete this real quick. And let's see here. There we go. All right, so we're going to go over Compound, 0x0, Gory Network, Jesus, YFI, PNG, PMTS, ICP, and MSTR. That is the list. So let's do it. Compound, comp. This was from the video that I made last night. Yes, so we're probably doing nothing with ourselves until we do something, right? We moved down 7% yesterday, which is pretty exciting, I must say. However, the RSI, the daily RSI, is actually looking very productive. We're at the 40 right now. We're definitely at an area where we could bounce. If we go a little bit lower, whatever, it's okay. 4 hour looking resilient, but also looking a little bit weak. It wouldn't be crazy if we went a little bit lower, just a little bit. But I don't know, you know, holding the 0.5 there, low to high, holding your 618 area here. You could go a little bit lower, but time will tell. If you go a little bit lower, you're at 54. I doubt you'd break below 52. That's my thoughts. But inevitably, guys, Compound's just going to be boring. It's going to be boring for months, for weeks, for days, who knows how long, until it's not. And whenever it's not, we're going up to $200, $300, $400, $600, and inevitably through the rest of the cycle, we'll do great things. But for now, boring. Unfortunately, it's just boring. Compound. Tomorrow, the analysis would be the same as it will be today, as it will be in a week from now. Likely, it's just not doing anything exciting until it does. 0x0 on crypto, sure. Ah, yes. Well, looks like, I wonder when I drew this last. Was it from, maybe it was from this daily open. I don't know. This is looking incriminating, you guys. I definitely can't say that I've been bearish on it. The way that it looks. 618, maybe, I don't know. The fact that it's drawn there tells me that's where the price was whenever I drew this, maybe. The fact that you rejected your 618 here, you're going back to your 382, that's normal, that's okay. You probably do, you're at 33 cents now, you probably go to your 382 at about 32 cents, so a whole cent down. And then from there, work your way back up. That's my thoughts. I think you're in a bullish posturing right now. I think if you go lower, you don't even have to go lower, but if you do, it's just going to be by a little bit, and then up you go. Probably up to this area between about 44 to 48 cents. You're at 33 cents now, go down to 32 cents. 44 to 48 cents on the table, and then once you break through 48.5, 48.6 cents, you're likely going to 67 to 89 cents, somewhere up there. That's 0x0. Down a little bit and then up. You're looking fine, I think. Gory Network, right? Am I spelling it right? Gary, G-A-R-I, my bad. On Kraken, we're doing this right here. Weird, very weird looking chart. I don't like it. You do have this inverse head and shoulders kind of look, but it's as if one of these shoulders is dislocated. Maybe it looks pretty weird. Nonetheless, it fits the bill, I suppose. The volume doesn't work, but whatever. Low here, high here, 618. Tipped it. Beautiful. You just little tip tap. Daily RSI looks terrible. 4 hour also looks bad. So as far as Gari network goes, I don't know, man. It doesn't excite me. It could. This thing could be the best crypto on the blockchain. Like, I really don't know. If you close below 2 cents on a weekly basis, we'll see you down at 1.4 to 1.1 cent or lower. If you close above 3.25 cents on a weekly basis, we will see you up at 7 cents, 10 cents or higher. That's the best I can give for Gari network. Jesus Coin, good old Jesus, good old Jesus, man. Jesus God. How's this one doing? Well, it's done all right for itself in the last 4 hours, 29% up. There you go. I believe this is the one right here. Low volume, man. Very, very low volume in the last 24 hours. Look at that move down this week. 17% with no volume at all. Daily RSI looks horrid. Price action looks disgusting. You're going lower, Jesus Coin. You're at 70665-ish right now. Lower, you're going into the abyss. 1272 support and not really. So 1414 is our next target. 70569. 1618 looking ripe. 70457 somewhere down there. That's where we're going. Jesus Coin. Down you go. YFI. Yearn Finance. Accumulation phase, just like most of these DeFi or finance tokens, whatever you want to call them. Boring until it's not. Same kind of thing as Compound. Nice accumulation range, right? Absolutely it is. You could go lower and you'd still be fine. It's a good time to DCA. You're definitely in the lower half of this range. Good time to DCA. But could it go lower? Sure. Is that the low? Sure. It could be. I don't know. Hard to say. Daily RSI looks not good, but at the same time not bad. The fact that you've rejected this 50 so many times, but you haven't gone back to your oversold zone is nice to see. You might have found your low. Time will tell. I'm not convinced either way yet. I mean, you could just as likely do this as you could this, but time will tell. You're definitely in some kind of consolidation phase. I would say you're probably going to break out sometime this month. So if you break out to the upside, we're looking at $8,000, $10,000 price action. If you break to the downside, well, maybe you go down to about $5,000, $6,000, somewhere between there. Maybe even a little bit lower than 5,000. YFI, I do believe YFI could be the first legitimate coin, legitimate crypto to be worth over $1 million. It's worth 6,800 right now. And when I say over $1 million, I mean by the end of this cycle even, right? 1272 at 22.7K. Sorry. 1.1272 is at 227K. The 1618 is at 682K. Your 1886 is all the way up at 1.59 million. Yeah, it's got some high extensions, and I do believe they can be achieved. Yeah, YFI. Lower, higher right now, I don't know. I'm going to say it moves sideways. I'd give it the same kind of analysis as Compound. It's going to be boring until it's not, which doesn't really help. But if you're holding and if you're just patient, you don't really need to know. You know, it's hard to say. It's really hard to say. PNG. Bearish divergence, but not really because today hasn't closed yet. If anything, your RSI could be strong. I don't know, man. I'm going to stick with the idea that you've probably just found resistance at the top of this range here, right? Bottom, top, just hit it. So look to go back at least toward the middle, right? I mean, it's no coincidence like that this closing high here this closing low here, I mean, like it's right there. Perhaps you do go back to about 45 cents. You're at 53 now. If you go lower than this low, that's okay, as long as you're not going below that low there. So you can go down here and you're still fine, right? Anyways, lower, that's what I think for PNG. Lower from here, 45 cents or lower, and then inevitably probably higher. Probably. Time will tell. Let's see how this week closes. Let's talk about it on Sunday too. Somebody requested this on another video. Not in the live comments, just like on a comments section, so I'll see it. If we can close this week green, if you can close this week above here especially, I will have hopes that you are moving up rather immediately, and that my assumption that I just made was wrong. PMTS for Dr. Mike. CPI card group here. Wow, what a week, man. 25% up. Nice volume. The most volume you've seen on a weekly basis since August of last year. And it's coming in what looks to be a breakout candle. That absolutely, to me, looks like a breakout candle in this consolidation phase. That was at the bottom of your whole like little move down here. You had bullish divergence. Very productive weekly looking RSI. You are at the relative kind of highs of this range. So next week, perhaps you start the week off hot. You move up a little bit, but then maybe cool off. It wouldn't be crazy on a breakout move to pull back to about 1980. You're at 2184 right now, so $2 less. You know, that's okay. Resistance, support there, a little bit of whatever there. Resistance. It seems to be a key area, that $20 area, 1980 area. Pull back there for some support, and then continue onward. Again, next week, you could start the week off bullish, right? Like you could move up higher first before moving lower. Like that might not be your relative high right there. Perhaps you do move to about $23. You're at 21.80. Perhaps you move up a whole dollar or $1.50, and then you move back lower. But I do think you'll return to that $20 area before, you know, going too much higher. And maybe you don't stop at 23. Maybe you go up to 26. But inevitably, I would expect you pull back to 20 nonetheless. But looking good. Looking good. If I was looking to get in on this, I would probably get in around $20 would be my best guess. ICP, and then we're talking about MicroStrategy, and then we'll BS for a second, and then I'll go. And then you'll go too. ICP, lower lows in the RSI throughout this whole like phase. Higher lows, except for now you've got lower lows, sure. Slipping a little bit. I think you look fine though, man. ICP also being boring until it's not. High to low here. Looking relatively productive. I want to see how this week closes. I'm not convinced that you close this low. I bet today and tomorrow you come up a little bit. You probably come up above 1272. You're at 1194 right now. I don't necessarily like your daily RSI, but I don't hate it either. Let's look at your 4 hour. Yeah, I think you're moving up, man. I think that's it. I think you are. I think you're moving up. And really, you're just going to be boring. Any time spent above $15.75, it'll be short-lived. And then any time spent below $12.71 will be short-lived as well. That's the best that I can say for ICP. Until it decides to be exciting, kind of like Compound and YFI. And then MSTR, MicroStrategy. If I missed any comments or missed any requests, I'm sorry, guys. There was a lot to go through and sift through. I tried. I really did try. But if I missed anything, just leave it in the comments. I'll tend to it on Sunday. Wow. It already pulled back to 1,000. I haven't looked at this chart in a second. Wow, nice reaction too, man. I think that was your low for MicroStrategy. I think that was it. You could go lower from here. You're at $1,180, 1,180. Low to high here. Perhaps you go down to 1,100. Drop $80 from here, something like that. Form a higher low. Dude, you've got like an inverse head and shoulders pattern going on right here. The volume even looks right for it. Yeah, it looks great. Little left shoulder, head, right shoulder, right? Yeah. Around $1,100, $1,150. You're at $1,180 now, just a little bit more down, and then up you go. You will be probably at new all-time highs in no time. It might be, when I say no time, I would say by the end of this year. By the end of this year, you'll be above 2,400. Good job. You did it, man. You did it. You pulled back to your 886, a common area to bounce off of after seeing the extended zones. You're forming an inverse head and shoulders pattern, a bullish bottoming pattern with proper volume readings. RSI doesn't look too bad on the 3 hour, and it doesn't look too bad on the daily either. You even kind of have an inverse head and shoulders on the daily, kind of. Yeah, I think you look fine. Got a big, intimidating, bearish engulfing candle there, but I'm not scared, man. I'm really not scared. Look at how intimidating that one was, and then boom, next day you were up 18%. So I don't know. This was on the way up versus this is kind of in the middle of sideways, but I don't know. Let's see if we can find another example. I don't know. 2 big red candles in a row, and that was the end of it. I don't know. Anyways, MicroStrategy probably moving up. If it moves down from here, and it probably does move down from here at 1,180, I doubt it goes below 1,100. Yeah, that's my best guess. Anyways, I got 24 of you legends in here. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to read through some of these comments. Corvette dude, no problem. Baba and Tesla. AJ, we're done with the requests. I'm sorry, my friend. Let's see. Oh yeah, man. That's the thing too. Nobody's gonna see it with YFI, Party Boy, because Bitcoin. It's crazy that Bitcoin went from 1 penny to tens of thousands, almost $100,000. You know, like, I mean, up to 70 something K. That's not quite 100K, but you know what I mean, right? Like, it's on track for 100K. People make the misconception. People who are unaware of what a market cap is, they make the misconception that, well, if Bitcoin went to a cent, and from a cent all the way up there, then anything could do it. And it's like, that's not true. But then people think, they hear YFI going to $1 million. It's like, why would YFI go to $1 million if Bitcoin didn't even do that? And that's because YFI has a dramatically lower supply, right? It's got, what, like hundreds of thousands, where Bitcoin, it might even have tens of thousands, where Bitcoin has millions. Total supply, 36.666 thousand, right? That's the total supply. Bitcoin has 21 million. So if this thing went to $1 million, its market cap value would still be dramatically lesser than Bitcoin's, right? So this thing can go to $1 million. Let's just do the math real quick on YFI. For anybody who's like thrown off by that or might wonder like how that's even possible, right? Well, let's maybe the monthly. From here, that's 100,000 right there, right? Yeah. And then that's $1 million right up there. Wait. No, it's not. Okay, I'm sorry. So that's $1 million, I believe. Yes. So that would be a 147x right there. 147x times, let's just say 230 million. Was it 147? 147 times 230, yeah. So since it's 230 million, I'm doing 230. 1,000 will be 1 billion. 10,000 will be 10 billion, if that makes sense. So that would be a $33.8 billion market cap. For YFI, Yearn Finance, to achieve a price of $1 million, technically a little bit more than $1 million, but $1 million roughly, it would need to see a market cap, and this is actually rounded up, so it would need to see a market cap of lesser than $33 billion. That's absolutely achievable. YFI has that capability. This is actually one that I've got on my radar. I'm looking at buying some, but I might not. It all depends. I've got, with XCN, with Compound, I feel like there's one more that I'm missing, but they're like DeFi tokens or finance tokens, whatever, I feel like I've got my hands in that enough, but time will tell. Let's see. Peace out, Fanta. Good to have you. Thank you. Appreciate you always. Keltinger, thank you too. Thank you very much. Corvette dude, appreciate you. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. I got one of my family members to buy some MicroStrategy. And he bought it lower than where I was saying buy it at. I think he DCA'd a little bit, but AJ, I'll do Baba and Tesla on my next request video. I'll write that down. For everybody else who has requests, just feel free to do that either in the comments section, maybe not on the live, wait till this video is closed, or just go to the Discord or go to any other video and just write it there. The reason I ask that is I don't get notifications for the comments here. I will get notifications if you write it in a different video. That's not me trying to fish for comments. I could care less. I couldn't care less, however it's supposed to go. But yeah, guys, main kind of point here before I sign off is be prepared for just nothing exciting to happen right now, right? This is the least amount of live viewers that I've had in a while on my live streams, and I think it's no coincidence that the market has been boring and misleading and moving down, right? Not doing things that people are excited about. So I think there's no coincidence in that there. Have a good night, my man. I appreciate you. But yeah, just be aware. We're in boring times. I don't expect BTC to see new all-time highs until July at the earliest, if not potentially at the latest September. And it could be later than that. We are in, right now it is the 11th of May. We've got 2 months, 3 months, more months before things really start to get exciting again. So take that for what it's worth. Get your positions set. Do not chase anything that pumps. Why chase something when pumps when everything's being boring and dead right now? There is opportunity all around you. Do not chase the thing that pumps. Let it pump and be like, good for those people who were in it already. You know, it'll probably come back down. And if it doesn't, good for them. Put your money into something that hasn't taken off yet, right? That way, instead of like, if you're looking at YFI, you've got your money in here, but there's this coin that's doing whatever and it just decides to do this one day. Now you sell your YFI and you buy this thing up here and it has a standard retracement. Meanwhile, YFI finally pumps. What are you doing? Just be patient. Be patient. That's all I'm saying. We're in the most boring phase of the market. This is where people move things around, and it's okay to move things around, but don't, I'm not financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor, but don't move bags around that you bought with conviction to begin with, and now you see the new shiny toy and you're letting that basic animal instinct of FOMO get to you. If you're feeling FOMO, I promise you it's the wrong decision. It's okay to feel FOMO. It's natural. You're a human being. You have emotions. You are going to feel them. Acknowledge them. Understand them. Recognize within yourself what it is that it wants you to do. By it, I mean the FOMO, and don't do it. You can feel it. It's okay. People talk about it like you have to be a robot. You have to be emotionless. I think that you're lying to yourself. You know, if you're emotionless, you're a psychopath. You're going to have emotions. You're a human being. Recognize them and don't act on them. If you have emotions, you guys, we are in the most boring part, one of the most boring parts, the last real boring part of the bull cycle. It's right now. Okay? Why be emotional? If something takes off without you, if something moves up a little bit, why be? Just wait, be patient. Look around for other opportunities, right? You shouldn't be a maxi of one coin anyways, right? That's what I was saying earlier in reference to Michael Saylor. You should be open to other things. If you are looking to buy a coin and it takes off without you, that sucks. I know that feeling, man. That really sucks. But put it in a coin that hasn't taken off yet. Not financial advice, but that's what I would do. And then maybe that coin that you were looking at buying that took off, maybe it comes back, maybe it doesn't, maybe it chills, and then the coin you put money in takes off, and then you can move money around that way. And it's like, I don't know. It's better to look for opportunity instead of chasing opportunity in this game, if that makes sense. So just do right by yourselves. Be patient. Nothing. Understand that if anybody's making money over the next 2 to 3 months. When I say making money, I'm talking about like a 2x, a 3x, a 10x or more, right? So like crazy gains. If we're seeing that over this boring period, understand they're lucky or they're lying to you, because it's really like finding a needle in a haystack as far as which ones are going to perform well while most of the market is sleeping. It's hard to do. And maybe I would hope that any and all of us have some coins that are going to do that, but odds are your portfolio is not going to change too much day to day, week to week over the coming months, right? And then we'll see those advanced changes, those growth phases, probably 2 months or more months from this day going forward. So I beat the hell out of that, man. I beat that over the head, right? So I think that's it. I think that's everything I got to say. I don't know if I have anything else. There's this one coin that I was looking at and I didn't buy. Somebody requested it, Krill. I thought it looked really nice. I don't know, man. I haven't looked at it. I'm just coming up with it now. I don't know anything about this coin. If anybody's looking to buy a coin, this might be a good one. It might not be. I don't know. Don't take my word for it. Do your own research. But if I remember, the market cap's low, and I don't really mind the way the chart looks either. With the volume coming in, it's on Coinbase. It's already had an immaculate sell-off. Nice kind of rounded bottom there. I didn't draw that properly at all. A nice rounded bottom, and nice strong move up with decent volume as well, decent readings on your RSI. I mean, something like this, and it has a low market cap, something like this could do a lot of damage to the upside, but time will tell. I'm only bringing it up now because if you're looking for other projects, I really don't know anything about this project, so unlike most people, man, I'm not afraid to shill a project that I don't know the ins and outs of, because I do have a high kind of opinion of you guys. I would assume that you're not just taking my word for it and that you will do your own research. And that's mainly also because I'm transparent, right? I'm not just being like, take my word for it, invest in this. Like I will literally tell you, hey, the chart looks nice. I'm kind of interested. I even wrote this down on my notepad. I'm talking about it now. But I'm also going to be transparent and be like, I don't know shit about this coin. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what it does. I know what its name is. So that's on you as an investor, as a trader, as a whatever. Look into it first. See if is it a scam? Is it actually worth putting money into or not? Don't just take my word for it. But I'm just talking. Appreciate you, Michael. Thank you. Why is the surge predicted to be months after the halving? Michael Mayfield. Great question. That's because it's how it's always been, right? The first halving happened at the end of November, right here, in 2012, right here, right, this month. We didn't pump, we didn't surge up until 2 months later, right? November, it was the halving month. December, it was boring, and then January, we pumped. So a month later. I don't know why I have the percentage there. I meant to do the time frame. November, pumped 2 months later. That's what it says, but it was more like a month later. The next halving was in 2016, in July 9th, 2016. We moved sideways for 1, 2, 3, 4. We didn't really get exciting for 5 months, essentially. That's when we broke that high, 5 months later. Next halving was May 2020. We didn't really break this high until this one here, which was 2 months later, but we didn't really start to get exciting until, again, 5 months later. So being that the halving was just last month in April, the end of April, I would expect boringness throughout this month, probably even next month. Yes, we had one where it was a 1 month, a 2 month thing, right, where that would imply that June is our bullish month. However, I would lean more toward these 5 month ideas, potentially 3 months at the earliest. Maybe 5 months would put us in September. Maybe we see a longer amount of time. But that's, to answer your question in short, that's just what Bitcoin does. It has its halving. It has this very profound moment of the crypto bull run that everybody looks forward to years out and months out, like from before the halving. Everybody's looking forward to it. Then it happens, and then there's no narrative to go off of. It's just boring. People sell, people move their funds around, people get into the markets. Then things start to move up, and anybody who's sold, they feel the FOMO, they get back in. People who were waiting to buy at lower prices but they didn't, they're on the sidelines, they feel the FOMO, they get in. Supply is probably dried up, so it's just price has nowhere to go but go up because we have more demand and less supply, But it takes time sometimes for that to happen, and that's kind of why. XCN Repentance, I talked about it on this one. I promise you I did. If you go back and watch, I did. It was probably toward the beginning of this video, probably like after the first 20 minutes. I would have talked about PLI and then PAL, PAAL, right before I talked about XCN. After XCN, I talked about Scott and Turbo, but Turbo came a while after that, so because I got distracted around that time. But yeah, if that helps throughout this video. Anyways, guys, that's the real end of it at this point. I'm done. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you all on the next one tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you. Yeah, history repeats itself. And if it doesn't repeat, it rhymes, man. It really does rhyme. And yeah, it makes sense to me, man. Everybody's all excited. We've pumped up so much. All right, look at how, I mean, at least here we consolidated, but since October, we've just moved up. This is our real first taste of like a consolidation or a pullback. Here it was boring, I suppose, you know, but this is boring, but also slowly bleeding. This is where people start to get wrecked a little bit, right? People keep going long, whatever. Or like here, you could have gone long at various places around the low, and if you just held, if you had high leverage, you would have got liquidated here, but inevitably, who knows, you could have been right. It's no coincidence, right, that all the shorts got liquidated before we finally went down to get all the longs liquidated, and then that's when we moved up. But just seeing a standard retracement, it makes sense. And then again, Bitcoin doesn't like to, generally, might be a bad example going from this one, but generally after it finds its low, it doesn't like to pump straight up. This being an exception here. But like here, you found your low, and you moved sideways for a while. You moved up. I guess you pumped immediately there too, actually, but then down and then sideways. Here you found your low sideways for weeks, right? Here you found your low sideways for weeks. Low, sideways. I don't know. Low, big bounce, but that was the COVID dump. Low, sideways, then pump. I don't know. Once we find our low, it'll probably be sideways for weeks and then slow climb up, and then by that time it's already August, and then we move up. That's just my thoughts, but I can be wrong. I've been wrong before, I'll be wrong again, and I'm just gonna end the video because I keep rambling, and man, I need to go to bed. So take care, everybody. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.